Hey everybody, trying to figure out my computer. Screwing up. Okay, so I had a dream the other night, and it was a Christ dream of how he sees how it is. Okay, this is Christ, so how it is on the earth in war perspective. In a war perspective. So this is it. This is a dream I had. I lay down, go to bed, fall into a dream. Christ is in me, giving me the dream. I had this dream two or three times, but I don't know, it was always the same. But he has to give them to you. Anyway, part of a dream sequence. So this video is not going to be just about the dream. It's going to be about looking at it after. So I'm just going to tell you the dream right now, and it ain't too long. So I go into the dream, and I'm totally unconscious. Okay, and boom, I'm in a firefight. I'm a soldier in a firefight with a machine gun, and I'm shooting the bad guys, just like World War II or any war. Now, what I am in soldier, my objective as being a soldier is to take the capital of the building of the nation, take the house. Actually, it was a big ass rich mansion. That's what we had to take. The main war of all the people that died in the war is over. We're taking a mansion, and so they're giving us everything they got. So we're shooting the bad guys, and I live. We make our way to the mansion, shooting the bad guys. There's no civilians at this point. The civilians are already gone or dead. Got caught in the bombing, crossfire, and all that shit. So just listen, just hang out. As we're going to the big mansion, as we're working our way into the mansion, they had staff in the mansion, like helper staff. The great dictators had helper staff, and amongst other things. So we knew the staff could be fucking soldiers, sleepers, or whatever, but they all looked normal. So we're looking for our main objective, which is the main house. The mission is to take the house. What we were looking for, there was something else inside the house, a big something we don't know. So we grab the staff and we say, take us to it. Take us to the whatever it is. The main weapon. It's a weapon. Some kind of weapon in this big house or building or underground. So they take us through this door, and I'm with two staff members that worked in this main building, and they're alive, and I'm not shooting them, and they just look like normal people. So, and not they look like they work there, like housekeepers, sort of thing. Rich people hire people to make them food because they're too stupid to open a can of beans. Well, that's why. That's what they are. I forgot the word for it. Never really thought about it. But anyway, people that take care of the house, staff members, cleaners, and things. I'm walking with these two people. The war's over. We go out onto the street. It's street. We're walking through the street, which leads us to a bunker hole. We have to go down in the bunker hole to get to the main weapon because they're threatening us with it. They go, we got this big ass weapon. We're gonna kill everybody if you don't do as we say. That's what it was. So they're taking us to the main weapon. We're walking through alleys and alleyways through the city to the secret bunker where the underground base where they built this big ass weapon. And as I'm walking, I got two or three of the staff members with me. It was me and another guard, another soldier, a couple soldiers. They didn't have anything. We frisked them down. They didn't have any weapons. So what are they going to do, right? But I'm thinking, don't trust these guys. They may look like staff members. They may all act weak and whatever. But who knows? Maybe they be loyal and doing an end run, doing a fucking Hail Mary on one of us. So I looked at the guy. I said, "Don't do anything because you're dead. If you do, there's no way you're gonna win." That doesn't mean he's not gonna stab you in the neck. Okay, so I'm walking with him, and on the ground, I notice masks, faces, dried faces of people, just the skin, like a mask for Halloween. You know, plastic mask you put on for Halloween. It looks like Dracula and all this shit. It's like that, but they're skin faces, dried up skin faces. There's women, soldiers, our soldiers, their soldiers, kids, women and men, civilians, innocent kids, and all their faces are on the ground. Just their faces. There's no torso, there's no guts, there's no brains, there's no skeletons. It's just skin faces laying on the ground. And I thought, what the fuck is that? What are these faces on the ground for? Everybody who got shot turns into a face and it's laying on the ground. Skin, dried up skin. And it's laying on the ground. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking about the skin faces, what it means. And I'm also got my attention on these guys because they could just stab you in a minute. So we're walking and I'm kicking these skin faces. So I have my gun on the guy, more or less, not on him, but down. They're handcuffed or whatever. And I reach down and I pick up one of these skin faces, and it's skin, but it's dry like a cracker. And I saw that before in my real life here. The guy from Vietnam brought home ears, and he showed me the ears. Thought that was pretty fucking crazy, but that's what they did, and I don't know why. Anyway, I seen those, and it was like a cracker, just solid, hard, dried up ear. And it reminded me of this. But I'm looking at all the faces, and I'm like, our soldiers, their soldiers in a fight and died. Civilians blown up, caught in a crossfire, got shot, whatever. They died. They all have skin. So as we're walking in like ankle deep faces, hundreds of thousands, like 2-3 inches off the ground, just layers of faces. And I'm kicking them out of the way, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is getting kind of like freaky, kicking all these faces around. And I thought it was really disturbing, but I have to have my attention on these people, staff members of the mansion. So they take us into this hole. We're walking. We go down in the cement bunker, and we're walking down. And there's no more. There's the odd face laying on the ground. We go in, and there's more people that die, and their faces are on a catwalk with railings, like a steel catwalk. We're walking, and there's faces on the, not a lot, just the odd ones. They're mostly the enemy that I guess they killed. So we come into this room, and this huge ass room underground, and there's a robot in what looks like a kind of like a, I don't know. There's a robot, steel robot. It's an exoskeleton of a robot, like the bars and that make up the robot, and all the stuff that goes on and in the robot is not there yet. So it's just like a steel frame of a robot with some parts in it, and they're putting it together to get it working, and they're gonna blow up the world or take over with this huge ass robot. And then so we have to go in there. There's a technical team, a tech team that goes in to process this doomsday weapon, and I have to take the people into custody or whatever to other officials. So we have to. They showed us where it is. We have to go take these people, staff members, back. So as we're walking back the way we came in, and there's all these faces laying on the ground. As soon as we get outside, I'm back in the faces, the skin faces. And then the guy, he's like getting really mad. He's got that edge, and I could feel a shift in him. I could feel from, I'm a scared civilian too. For whatever reason, I felt the shift in his attitude, and he's gearing up for something. I know it. All of a sudden, he pulls out a knife. When he goes to fucking stab me in the face or somewhere, he goes to stab me. I block it, grab the knife, throw him on the ground, take the knife from him. And I said, that was really fucking stupid. And then I woke up. I didn't kill him, by the way. So, I didn't kill him. We just handcuffed him and took him away. So he had a knife on him somewhere. We missed. But because I felt his intention shift from I'm an innocent civilian, cleaner guy, to I'm a loyalist to this fucking dictator, and I'm going to kill you now. And then I woke up, and I got it. I got the whole goddamn thing. So I'm laying in bed, and he goes, do you get it? And I go, yeah, I got it. I had this dream. I told Christ. Christ comes into me. He goes, do you get the dream? And I go, got it. And he goes, I told JC, look, man, I had this dream 3-4 times. Christ. I go, the guns don't work worth a shit. He goes, well, that's not the point. And I go, the point, I gotta kill the enemy. I'm like, fuck, give me a real gun. It's like it was an M16, or whatever it was, machine gun. And I'm like, the bullets just went like worse than a pellet gun. I'm unloading the clip into this fucking building, and the bullets are going, and you can watch the bullet. Bing, bing. I'm like, dude, the guy is moving out of the way of the bullets. He goes, that's not the point. So anyway, there you go. That was a dream. That was a conversation I had with Chris. So I go, he goes, what were this? You see all them faces? And I go, yeah, I was kicking around. And he goes, that was the civilians, innocent children, your soldiers, and the enemy. And he goes, then you found the workers for the enemy inside the house. And I go, yeah. And we took them to see the huge robot, that the doomsday weapon they were creating. And he goes, correct. And I go, but anyway, it wasn't working. He goes, I know they were building it, but you got there and stopped it. I go, right. Because that was what my job was. He goes, correct. He goes, now what does that tell you about Christ? How you see, how Christ sees? And I go, everybody on the earth has a mask. He goes, perfect. He goes, it doesn't matter what you are on the earth. When you go home and you're with Christ, you're either, you take the mask off and you're with Christ. And he asked me, he goes, do you know what that means? And I go, natural law. Basically. So the whole thing was, we're all one within Christ. The enemy the civilians and the soldiers. The good soldiers, the good soldiers, or the bad soldiers. He goes, you're down there on the earth and you're just wearing a mask. Civilian masks or soldier masks in a war. You're just wearing a mask because the truth is in your heart and you're with Christ. That's where you're going. So do you see it? And I go, I get it. I get it. And basically, yeah, it's just like when you're at home with Christ, you're all like natural, all friends. And then on the earth, you put on your mask, you pick a side, left, right, Democrat, fucking Republican, commie, fucking all that shit, and you put on your mask. From policeman, fireman, doctor, they're all masks. When you go work for the government and you're a secretary for social assistance secretary, you're wearing a mask. Right down to you were a goddamn car washer, you're wearing a mask. No matter what you are on the earth, you got a mask on because you have a belief system of what the bullshit is on the earth, which is all a lie. It's all fake. And when you add to it, you put on more masks. You get more crap in your head, more belief systems, more bullshit. And that's what the point of the fucking dream was about. And that's what Christ showed me in the dream. And I just want to make this little video because it was a 100% dream from Christ to me. So I'm making this video. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And I gotta explain some cool stuff, but I have to draw pictures for it for my next video or upcoming video. It's gonna be cool because the stuff Christ showed me and stuff that ETs showed me, and dimensions and how it all works and how we all fit into this dimension from a soul level into the body when you're born. I'm gonna show you what I experienced with Christ and the ETs. Put it all in a picture form and explain it to you. Got my fancy $20 pad of paper and my fancy colored pencils. So I'm going to do some artwork. Make it simple. I'm not doing a goddamn art thing. But yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to do. It's really cool. I'm impressed. And nobody else dimension. Okay, you gotta understand. Just to give you this is a little intro for one of the next videos. This is a spirit world. Your soul lives, and Christ comes up to you and goes, "Hey, you're gonna be born. Do you want it or not?" You go, "Yeah." So you get born into a meat body. What does that mean dimensional wise? In dimensions, you got to understand the astral world illusion from the meat world illusion. Everything to Christ is an illusion, which relates back to seeds and the divinity. But how you perceive, that's what I want to know. And Christ showed me. And damn, was it cool. Showed me the illusions, the astral. And you think the astral is just where your soul flies around, smiles on clouds. Well, guess what? It's a hell of a lot worse than that. Worse and good and bad, whatever your perception is, you go there. So what happens when your soul goes in the body? What's it look like to Christ? What's it look like when you're out of the illusion, meat world, and you're Christ looking down on yourself in the, what dimension is this world? Third or fourth? I don't know. It doesn't even really matter. But when you're in a dimension with trees, meat people, this world, as far as the eye can see, into outer space and beyond, 60 billion light years, it's all one fucking dimension. And that's what I'm going to explain. That's what Christ showed me. And that's how it works. So I'm just giving you what I'm going to create. Because it's really, I said it once on another video, but it was all fragmented. So I'm going to put the whole goddamn aspect, the whole soul, human meat world into perspective, how Christ sees that. And then add the ETs, how they play within all these dimensions and the illusion. That's my experience. So, take it or leave it. I'm going to make a video about it. So that was the Christ dream. That was the Christ dream, showing me how Christ perceives this world, this dimension, this meat world. So wear your mask, but wear well. With Christ. Or not, don't matter. Bye, guys.